said earlier at the beginning of this, we were going to go through some use cases, specific industries that we saw that had some that came through COVID actually quite successfully. And the big players in some of these industries were leaders in digital transformations. So let's get started. And the first industry we want to take a look at is retail. So retail got absolutely clobbered. The retail industry has basically $5 trillion that it generates each year. During COVID, it lost 40%. Once again, this got to the stuff we talked about earlier. Most of the retail brick and mortar were shut down, and many of those businesses still have not opened. And any of those companies that didn't have a digital presence are feeling the pressure, as Love had mentioned to you. But obviously, the ones that did the investment, put in tremendous investments into digital, they performed outstandingly during COVID. Example, Walmart, Amazon, and Target. These companies all did exceptionally well. I mean, Amazon alone jumped 20% over that time period. So once again, digital, as Love had mentioned, digital online servicing of providing of products and services is not only is it going to continue to grow, but it's here to stay. I think one statistic that's very interesting that I saw the other day was that they actually did a prediction that 91%, that means over 300 million people in the United States, would be doing online purchasing by the year 2023. COVID moved up that timeline substantially. In fact, it's at close to 72% just in the last 2 months. So once again, Love alluded to this in the very beginning. This COVID thing is changing the markets and changing the transformation. And the companies that have digital storefronts, that have mobile applications, and have integrated systems to the back end using cloud computing and integrating that into their supply chain management, which are the major things that are occurring in the retail industry, these people are really profiting from COVID. I'd like to stop there, and remember that's some high level stuff, but I'd like also Love to kind of explain what he's experienced with some specific companies in this area. So Love.
Yeah, and that's something very interesting that we've observed. It's not just the millennials who are buying online or banking online. Now, as a result of COVID, everybody knows somebody's parents who are now buying online, banking online, or grandparents for that matter. It's just because they don't have a choice anymore, right? That's the safest way to do business. And what's interesting in retail is, at some point about five years ago or so, we saw a lot of retail brands who not only were contract manufacturing. If you're contract manufacturing your white label product, absolutely, right? There's no need to have your own digital presence and sell directly through your e-com to customers. You just go straight to Amazon and they take care of everything for you. Walmart, some of these large platforms to sell. But a lot of large brands got burned doing that, right? So what they realize is that you need to have your own version of a digital storefront. If you're J. Crew, or for that matter, Mood Fabrics, one of our customers that sells fabrics, and they're very popular. On Project One Way, they're a mid-sized business, and they had a brick and mortar plus online. But they sell direct to consumer, and you build a brand, people come directly to you. And at the same time, you're controlling that experience. You obviously are more profitable, but also you're keeping away the potential for the big ones turning on you and competing against you. So that's been very, very important. And we've helped several customers build their own brand, build their own e-com, so that they can sell directly to consumers. And I will tell you, without a shadow of doubt, many of them who were not 100% digital have only survived, and some of them thrived because of their e-com, because brick and mortar was just completely shut down. And now we are seeing also a lot of brick and mortar businesses who are saying, hey, we need a digital presence. We don't want to go out of business. And that's really the silver lining, of this. And I believe, contrary to what a lot of people think, is it's not that Amazon, Walmart, and Target are just going to get bigger and take over everything. you're going to see a lot of Main Street retailers now have their own digital presence and serve customers really well in ways that those big companies cannot do. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Tim to show you a little bit how it's done.
Well, thank you very much, Love. So I am the CTO here at Techolution. I run our cloud practice, and I'm here to talk about a little bit more technical for you guys. So I'm your resident techie that's on the scene here. So first, I want to talk about the three main challenges that this architecture solves, and that is the ability to scale when traffic starts to spike. Especially in retail, you have email campaigns and events that go out, and you get a large amount of traffic all at once. And then you have events like Black Friday and more international events that are other days. But essentially, you get a giant surge of traffic. So we need to be able to handle that. We need to be able to customize the user experience so that we can, recommend products back to them. If we're not getting that face-to-face interaction, we need to have a way to know our customers, give a customer a unique experience. And then finally, we need to be able to integrate with our downstream systems. When orders go through and when orders happen, we need to be able to fulfill them, ship them, track them, make sure everything is going on. So this architecture essentially solves all those problems for you, as well as one of the greatest advantages, all open source. So all this stuff is essentially free to run. As long as you have a cloud environment to run it in, you can use all this stuff. So just to kind of walk you through some of the flow here, since this is retail, you will get a good distribution of users that are using your mobile and your desktop. And if you didn't know, the average page load on the internet is around 3.21 seconds. So anything over 5 seconds, you start to get a bounce rate that increases all the way up to 90%. So, customers are really, especially in the retail space, less tolerant for slow pages. So specifically here, we have a varnish, which is a full page cache that sits in front of everything that serves the traffic, instantaneously when they hit it. These then, if you, go from left to right here, we have an Nginx proxy that serves all of our static content. So anything that is, your HTML pages, your JavaScript, all that fun stuff gets served through there. And then behind that, we have a commerce platform, which is, in this example, Magento, but there are other ones that are just like that. This manages your catalog and your cart and other things that go into it. This is really, dependent on database. So we have a caching layer in there as well to speed up all this interaction. And then at the bottom, we have our CI/CD pipelines that all run in the same application. And then finally, we link everything with Kafka. So we can listen into messages when transactions happen or different events. We can stream these real time back to our downstream systems, as well as to our data lakes to help go out and make recommendations for our customers, and you get to really know them. So with this architecture, we're able to create a scalable, a resilient, a secure, and an affordable environment that we can use to really generate and increase our traffic.